Krunchy. Stays crunchy. Milk.
It's a good word, people. I'm in the building with my homeboy Delvin. Delvin, man, welcome to it. Thank you for hanging out with us.
My pleasure, brother.
Me and Delvin just did a show last night. We did PSVG last night, and I was like, "Look, if I can do PSVG, you got to come do SKiM because guess what? We down some hitters, and will be for the foreseeable future. Remember, Box is out for the next 2 weeks, but Ant is out until probably next year, unless he is so inclined to come and start doing the show. He basically paternity leave. I'm giving him the same time off that he get from the job, and the job gives him off until I think 18 weeks now or something like that.
Yep.
So he get the same from we. And that's just what it is. Oh, his child is here. I would not be putting his name in the streets. Ed can do that if he volunteers it, but his child did indeed arrive late last week. And props to my mans and his lady for bringing the third into the world. So
beautiful child.
Yeah, lovely little kid. He keep sending us pictures and posting pictures. I'm like, I love it. I gotta go see him while he's still small, just so I can hold him in my arm. I appreciate a baby.
Yeah, love the babies. Trick love the kids.
Yeah, Trick love the kids.
Trick love the kids.
Oh shit! What's going on? I know it's a hurricane situation popping off. You good down there?
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. I know if you're on
a
the
couple
arms,
trees fall down, some shit like that. We'll be good.
Fair enough.
A branch.
See, I ain't been right since the storm knocked our power out at the beginning of August or whatever that was. It like the alarm over here went off the other night, like the tornado alarm, and I was like, "Fuck, they do this to me again." But it just passed, so it didn't happen. So I'm like, I'm grateful for that, but still, man.
Yeah, man, I have myself prepared for any type of situation.
My man's got the generator popping.
Got several generators.
If it go down. If it go down, you good to go.
3 of these.
God dang. You gonna power the what is that? What are they called? The
portable power station. This is.
Yeah, they have a name for those. They're like UBS, UPS, something like that for those types of brick situations. Vanessa sent me one in my text today from who makes probably Anchor or something. She's like, you got to get this one because it also does solar. I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah. The good ones do solar. You just put the solar panel outside so you be good. So if something happens, you're straight.
It's from Westinghouse, not Anchor. My apologies.
That'll be all right. Westinghouse.
Yeah.
That's like the people who like they give you stuff for a contest or some shit like that. Like, you want $1 million.
Westinghouse used to be the manufacturer of ovens and things like that. They used to it was I Love Lucy brought to you by Westinghouse. It was that kind of deal for Westinghouse.
So they old.
Yeah. Oh, they've been around forever, but at this point, it's probably just the name and of some venture capitalist firm.
That long.
Yeah,
I definitely look up their history. They definitely didn't like black people at one point.
Oh, for sure.
100%. They definitely did not allow brothers working at that plant with them.
No, not in no way, shape, or form. Damn, that's crazy, ain't it? Any old company, in fact, I work for a very old company. I mean, definitely to the times of when it was buying boats and people. So
you kind of think about it. Like even like I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know why this was on my mind. The whole thing about in 2021 when they were like, oh, we got to change the name of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's rice and stuff like that. And when that happened, I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Damn, that was like just racist as fuck. It's like right in front of us. We wasn't even paying attention to it.
I wasn't tripping off of Uncle Ben so much, but then I realized what it was because it's basically on some Uncle Tom shit. So I was like, damn, I guess that is fucked up. But Aunt Jemima?
Yeah.
That was real fucked up.
And then I had a realization the other day watching Tom and Jerry. Because you know what I'm finna say. Because in my head, all these years, I thought the old black lady was Tom's like owner. No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was the house help is how we'll word that.
Yes. Yeah. I never realized that because they for the most part they never showed the owners. I think they may have showed the owners like one time. And I
Thomas?
I never put it together that she was like, no. Like why is this a thing?
Yeah. It was like so like that whole like basically the 40s going toward the 60s. It was always some kind of blackface popping off in the cartoons or some kind of like joke about the Civil War, and I'm like, y'all really yeah. y'all wonder why we stay mad because it's very recent. As in my mama lived through that shit.
Yeah.
So
cartoons I've watched, then I like when you start like going your mental Rolodex and like realizing shit like, God damn, that was really racist.
It's like uncomfortably so. It's like, come on, man. Don't do this to us.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard, bro, fucks with me to this day because I love Bo and Luke Duke, but never thought about the General Lee.
Yeah.
Until I thought about the General Lee and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with my friend about like, God damn, I can't watch Dukes of Hazzard no more, can I?
Roscoe P. Coltrane, man. I love Roscoe. I love Boss Hogg.
Yeah, I should be like, yeah, y'all should be locking him up for driving that car. I should have been rooting for Boss Hogg all this time.
So now I got to root for the cops. What the fuck is that?
Lock them white people up. What's going on over here? Get out of here.
Oh, man, that definitely means Uncle Jesse was making moonshine.
Yeah.
And old girl must have been, I don't know. I'm not trying to say she was like the trollop of some sort, but I mean, what was going on with Daisy?
Yeah. It puts things in a whole different perspective when you really think about it. Like, like I was telling my kids a couple weeks ago. I tell them this all the time now. Like the 80s sitcoms were like the weirdest thing. Like you watch them now, like what the fuck were they thinking? Like you think of like Different Strokes.
Yeah.
The story of Different Strokes is weird as fuck. How what his name is? Philip Drummond had a maid who died, and then he ended up taking care of the maid's kids, even though the maid's husband was still alive.
I didn't know their dad was still alive.
Yes.
Oh, that's why I thought their parents died. I thought like
only the mother died. Because there's an episode where a later episode where the family tried to come back and get Honor Willis, and they say no. We want to say Mr. Drummond.
Bruh, I'm not leaving this kind of bread.
For some reason, there was a real thing with white society just taking in black kids like that. You got Webster. The 80s was obsessed with orphans.
So Webster worked on because that was his folk. That was like a fellow football player, I think, and when they died. So his parents died. Yeah. So that's how Webster got. Punky Brewster was also an orphan.
Yep.
She got took in by whatever. You remember Give Me a Break, Nell Carter?
Yep. I remember Give Me a Break.
Now that one was a wild one because she was them kids' mama's best friend.
Yes.
And when their mom died, she was like, I'm gonna be there to take care of my friend's kids. Which actually just like, yeah, that's an actual, that's some down south shit that would have occurred, although they lived in California. So yeah, bro. It was what was going on there?
Facts of life.
Facts of life, they lived at a boarding school. So basically all them people were wealthy.
Yes.
Except for Joe. I guess Joe was a scholarship child, but at least at least in the mind you could be like, okay, these people are at a boarding school in upstate New York. That means all their parents got bread.
Such a weird time. Ow. Just an illegal alien. Literally.
Bruh.
That ate cats. He's eating the cats. He's eating the pets. I believe Trump was watching Alf and thought that was real.
Bro, you know he keeps doing this thing about Hannibal Lecter.
Oh my God, why?
And so because people have really kind of broken down. They think when he hears the word asylum, as in a lot of people who are seeking asylum, he's thinking insane asylum.
Oh, so he thinks a Joker.
So he keeps going to Hannibal Lecter, but then he keeps talking well of like the late great Hannibal Lecter. He talks about him like that. So then you're like, sir, Are you right in your head? What's going on? Yeah.
This Joker guy, not a bad guy. I gotta tell you, this guy Joker, he likes to dance. He likes to walk on the stairs.
She's hot. Remember, he caught the one dude, the one singer.
That had me crying
because he defo thought it was a lady. It was like, she's hot. Y'all know Nikki Jam. I'm like, actually, I don't.
No, I don't.
That's just.
And then little Spanish man comes up like, yo, the video is so unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
Nikki Jam's here. She's hot. Like this little Spanish dude comes up like, what's going on? Oh man.
Also, you may not want to be Nikki Jam. I'm just to say that to you myself. I'm like, why you Nicholas? While you building, yeah, you might want to be Nick Jam. Nick works. You know what I'm saying? It works just as well.
Yeah.
A little more telling. But bruh, some wild times right now in these streets. I got a story. When we get to that part of the show, I got a story. I got some news about these here politics, but
it's been very interesting 2024. Cat Williams started this bullshit. It's all your fault, Cat. It's all your motherfucking fault. I was happy living in this bliss. And now the cat's out the bag. Everything's fucked up. Can't even listen to bad boy music no more. Can't listen to Puffy say take that, because now I know what the fuck you were talking about. Yo, what are we doing here? No, it's just all bad.
Yeah, man. Fuck, bro. I don't even listen to too much bad boy music at this point. It's just I listen to Big's albums. And I know his mom. Well, actually, I own them, and it's not like I'm down. I'm listening to them shits on any of the DSPs. I have the vinyl and CDs for both of them shits.
I have the vinyl. No Way Out is one of my favorite albums. Can't listen to that shit no more. Like, ugh.
I hated that album.
I love it. It was such a.
I was still very, very, very fucked up over the loss of Big.
Oh yeah, that was.
And when he come with this album, it seemed in poor taste, even though he swore it was supposed to be, so it was, we gonna remember more memorialize Big and so forth and so on. I'm just like, it seemed like you taking advantage of the situation.
Oh, it definitely was. He definitely commercialized Big's death.
Yeah, and I don't like that. So
he definitely like, even if you look at it in retrospect, like, god damn, he commercialized the shit out of Big's death a lot.
Yeah,
like he made a lot of money off of Big's death. Like you look at No Way Out, then you look at like Biggie's duets and all the other stuff that came out.
I swear I should like it as much as I do, but it's so well done.
It is well done. It is
Biggie
very
Duets
well done.
Is a damn good album, because then they take his lyrics from Notorious Thugs, and they make a new song out of it called Spit Your Game, and it's
such a great song.
So they bring Bone back, and Bone is going the fuck off, and it's
one of
like
the best Bone verses.
Yeah, like really quality songs. Like,
and then the remix has Twist on it, and 8 Ball and MJG.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know Puffy to hate him. I don't fuck with it like that. I have not fucked with that dude for a very long time. I'm not saying I was ahead of the curve. I'm like, I don't like Puff. No, I'm not saying that. I didn't realize how bad a person he was. Trust me. Yeah, I never saw it. I know. It's like that Cassie shit came out and people was like, oh, he is that kind of bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like we probably should have knew that.
I think the thing about it is, and I think what kind of throws people off is, if you're into music, just like if you're into wrestling, most of these people are awful.
Yeah.
It's just different degrees of it. So we're like trying to figure out like how bad is and you hear the stories about Puffy's parties, and up until now, they've always sounded consensual affairs.
Yeah.
Now you're getting the story like, oh, a lot of this stuff wasn't consensual. Now everybody's like, I was there, but I left it this time. Like, all right, bro. All right.
I know exactly. You really know exactly what time you left that party?
Yeah, like, bro, you really left at 2:05, and then the party happened at 3:05. Come on, bro. A lot of people look. I get social media's attempt because what they're doing with Diddy now is they're doing the Epstein thing, where if you've had any association with Diddy, you automatically have done the things he did.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with.
No,
that's dumb. But I do think that there are some people And there are a lot of people who knew what Diddy was doing and just stayed quiet about it.
Yeah.
And some of those people were involved in it. Just like R. Kelly. The same thing with R. Kelly. There are a lot of people who knew the shit R. Kelly was doing and stayed quiet about it. And I think that's a bigger conversation more than anything else.
Yeah. Man, lock them up. We're gonna quote that shit real. Put them fucking up underneath the jail, man. I cannot.
Because even the 50 Cent thing, you know, 50 was always cracking jokes about Diddy and going at Diddy. I'm like, yo, bro, I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you are one of the people who have power to do something about the situation.
Exactly.
And you choose to crack jokes.
This could easily be reported. I don't even know, though. You know how cops are, especially in this day and age. Things be reported to police and they don't do nothing about it.
Yeah, but I'm not even saying it on that level. I can understand it in the terms of like 50 Cent earlier career.
Yeah.
But 50 Cent is a mogul now. He is on the same level as Diddy.
Yeah.
He has TV shows. You have the power to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little different when you're at that level.
Fair. A point. I guess we all just took to miss, and it's like, man,
like you can say something. He can't do nothing to you. Y'all both got money.
Yeah, y'all both on similar levels of juice, and so it ain't nobody gonna be like, oh no,
You ain't gotta worry about him blowing up your car. You're 50 Cent.
The fact that that's something we actually have to be like, we have to fully entertain as that has happened. This motherfucker got people together who can get it together enough to come blow up a car in somebody's driveway.
Yeah,
that's TV shit. That's movie shit.
And knowing that, you have to put the stuff that Keefe D was saying in consideration now. Whereas before, it was kind of like, he could be telling the truth. Now it's like, he might have been telling the truth.
Yeah.
And that's concerning.
Has Suge Knight said anything? He be talking from. He got his little jailhouse podcast that he be doing. I hadn't heard anybody say anything.
I've heard a couple episodes of that podcast. That podcast is terrible.
The very idea of it is hilarious to me.
It is hilarious.
Not haha, but more like weird.
It's weird. It's like if Shine was to do an album from jail again. Now it's like, bro,
so he's from Belize, right? But Shine is Belize.
He's like a high official in Belize.
Yeah, and they interviewed him, and he was like, he came through fully suited and booted. He's like, oh yeah, bro, Puff basically set me up to go to jail, and I was like, damn.
Yeah,
like I said, things you hear about, but you don't like. You kind of blow it off. You're like, no way, not that guy. But now you're looking at it with new eyes. You're like, yeah, that guy, real piece of work. So it's upsettingly bad human being, people. So, but hey, there you go. We kind of just gave you a little something. Let me spit some flows, and then we'll get to the show proper. Let's see if I can do this without fucking it up.
All right.
She got moist because I got the platinum voice. Like syrup for Delph, roam the New York boroughs as they tempt our perms. Plus I ride the ironworms uptown across down from the boogie with no faking. Ghetto to my marrow, then ease on back to Crooklyn. Hold it as I loot in my Timbs and army suits. Parlaying where Malcolm stood, now brothers push they blowout. A slicker nigga pig dig me picking my fucking fro out. Limping on the 135s. The PJs, the eject these herbs, that's word to green herb, now the curbs. I played it like Primo's supreme hustler, nappy hair oil, slick loyal to kick and dirty snare. Little Panther, answers to the nom de plume butter. Nicer, preciser rubber, a slice of ricotta, and the freshly dipped steak I contemplate. Whose avenue be making the most bacon? My honey get the loot out, was shaking. We get the living dream and bring it being in the Central Ave bus out. Then I call bus out. What's up? Seems that the dream team's me, Mecca, the god, and Suleiman. If you beat this fatty and it's on, then I'm gone. Hey. Easy, man. As slick as I can. Easy, man. Zoom. Hey, welcome to it. It's episode 552, and I didn't go look up anything to go with the number 552 this week. Sorry. I am your host, Dennis Taylor 713. We are down one Lunchbox 2099, one Tatum 216, but that's okay. I get to be joined up with my homeboy, Delvin Cox of the Delvin Cox Experience, of PSVG, of Nintendo Shack, of Cadillac on Mars, of So Tell Me, of the D&D Experience. It's so many podcasts my guy does.
Yes.
That it's oftentimes difficult to get him to come kick with me. But the fact he got to kick with me tonight, I'm very happy.
I have a surprise for you, T.
Go on, sir.
I will. Check this out. Fuck my opposition. My competition is non-existent. False propositions. You motherfuckers have no resistance. Go Quang is back. Hat to my side. My streets are ride or die. Pull pimpin' on this track. This motherfuckers do or die. I'm Optimus Primus of rhyming. You start screaming. You street seeming like Nazir, but my composition you can't believe in. I just wrote that.
Sir, I want y'all to know how very rare it is to have the former, always in his heart, gold coin spit some flows.
Yeah. They were like,
appreciate
hey,
it. Appreciate it.
They was like, hey, go, he don't rap. I just had to pull it out a little bit. Just little bars I wrote.
Thank you.
I only did it here.
I sit in the car to this day and a beetle hit my ear just so, and I'm like, I can do a little something on this. And then I have to stop myself.
Yes.
Because I'm almost 50 years old and I can't be freestyling no more, people.
Oh, I definitely can. The only thing I need now is actual time to stop doing all these goddamn podcasts. I told somebody, a dear friend of mine, that, hey, if you want me to record music again, I would have to have a month off from everything.
That's real. We're going to do some standard show fair. I got a couple news stories, got some amateur assholes, Delvin to talk about what's going on in his world. I don't think I really got anything to talk about going on in my world. If I do, I'll figure it out. Worry not. And we'll slide on out, and it's great. It's so easy. We'll talk some entertainment and stuff. Don't worry.
It's all gravy, baby. It's
so good. But I'm gonna hit you with some news first, and let me grab you this story. This is from the Ohio Capitol Journal. Eric Gunn on the byline. In swing states that once went for Trump, unions organized to prevent a repeat. This is a 5-day series, explores the priorities of voters in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin as they consider upcoming presidential election. With the outcome expected to be close, the swing states may decide the future of the country. Wisconsin carpenter Efren Campos just retired this summer after 30 years, working mostly in commercial multi-story buildings. From 15 floors up, he said, for him, the last 4 years have been a boom period. On Labor Day, Campos, 68, was among the thousands of union members and their families who turned out for Labor Fest on Milwaukee's festival grounds on the shores of Lake Michigan. He had planned to vote for President Joe Biden for a second term in office, but when the Democratic Party pivoted to Vice President Kamala Harris as its candidate, he pivoted as well. We need someone to help the middle people, he said, so they can advance, get a little bit better than what we are now. Campos dismissed the notion that the Republican candidate, former President Donald Trump, is a pro-worker candidate, despite Trump's populist appeal that grabbed a slice of the working class electorate in 2016. Not at all, he said. It's ignorant. He's a rich man. He gets his way. That's not what this country is about. As the November 5th presidential election nears, Democrats are counting on union workers to deliver votes, particularly in swing states of Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, where unions have remained an influential bloc, even as their strength has declined over the decades. Many labor union leaders say they're working as hard as they ever have, to oppose Trump and elect Vice President Kamala Harris, elect Vice President Kamala Harris. Stop. The AFL-CIO, a federation of 60 unions that range from Major League Baseball players to firefighters to workers in the food industry, has endorsed Harris. A growing share of rank-and-file union members, however, have been less likely to follow their leadership, some of them among Trump's base. It has been recognized that union members are not monolithic in terms of the party they support, said Paul Clark, a professor of labor and employment relations at Penn State. Many unions have 30, 40, maybe 50% more of their members who either are registered Republicans or are going to support Donald Trump in this election. Last week, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien announced the union's executive council would not endorse either ticket and cited support of a majority of its members for Trump. The Teamsters aren't a part of AFL-CIO. The other union leaders say their membership is behind Harris. Nick Weber, a political organizer for the North American Building Trades Union, said it's unprecedented the amount of interest in people getting involved. as he marshals union canvassers this fall for the Democratic national ticket. He said it's in his conversations, he's heard union members say, not only am I going to be voting and that they tuned in, but how can I get involved in doing my part? I'll leave it there. There's a lot more to that article, but it'll be in your show notes. The Teamsters not supporting Kamala Harris first took me aback because the Teamsters have been pro-Democrats for decades. And then what happened, I guess unsurprisingly, but surprisingly nonetheless, state level Teamsters, local level Teamsters, so forth and so on, all came out and said, I don't know what's going on at the national level, but we are supporting Kamala Harris. Letters came from all these, like the whole, like Nevada being one of them in particular. You were saying, like I said, so state level Teamsters have said they support, and they say their membership supports Kamala Harris, which makes it look shady when Sean O'Brien, who now currently is the head of the Teamsters, says, oh, everybody here wants to vote for Trump, when all these state level unions is coming out and saying to the contrary. It's just shifty, shady business going on. And apparently like that, like he has become Trump's boy, which is why he spoke at the RNC. People was like, oh, he playing the big joker. You know what I'm saying? He's there talking a pro-union message to these fools who don't support the union, as if that was going to do something. They don't support the union. They never have. In fact, they want to take the power from the union. It's weird that people are willing to give away their power because they think they might one day be rich. You won't be, trust.
That has been the most baffling thing about the allure of Donald Trump. I don't want to run your audience away.
Bruh.
But
if,
I can speak freely.
Yeah, if y'all wilding about that again, guess what?
But I can speak freely here.
Yeah.
Because you're my boy. I don't understand the concept. And this is just people in general voting against their interests for someone who does not care about your well-being.
Even in the slightest.
In the slightest. And look, this is not a Republican or Democrat thing. This is a thing where you may lose freedoms and rights, like actual civil liberties, if you vote for this person. And he is fundamentally breaking the system that I don't think was perfect, but the alternative is a far more grimmer, scary reality. Like if you look at the things that's happened since he's been in office and been out of office, he's accumulated multiple charges. He tried to overthrow an election. There was everything that the whole thing with all the protests that happened during the pandemic and things like that. And they would call those people thugs and criminals because they were fighting for rights of individuals. Okay, that's a thing. But at the same breath, the people who were at the Capitol trying to overthrow our government are not looked at the same way. It's just this election has been a roller coaster of emotions for me.
Yeah.
Because so many things have happened, like, the whole, if any of you guys listen to the Delvin Cox Experience, we had a conversation with Jason Dutch, and he was saying on there before it happened, like, we talked right after the attempted assassination on Donald Trump. He was like, this might be a problem for Joe Biden in terms of how the base aren't motivated to vote for him, and there's so much misinformation out there, it may cause him the election just off the misinformation alone. He doesn't motivate people. He doesn't inspire people to vote for him. Yeah. And now that the pivot has been made, what I'm appreciating now, a lot more people seem inspired.
Yeah.
And on that side, a lot more people seem fearful. And they should be.
Yeah.
Because everything that's happened now is of their creation. They created the monster of Trump.
Yep.
They allowed him to fester, to breathe, to grow his base. Not the Republican base, his base. And I think that's the most important thing people need to really look at it with this situation. Trump is not the Republican Party. They made Trump the Republican Party. Trump is the Trump Party. He stands on his own. He stands on his own base, and people have allowed him to overtake that party. And I think the sad thing for that party is, after he leaves, it's never going to be the same.
Correct.
He's fundamentally ruined that party.
Yep. I was listening to the Black Guy Tips earlier, and Rod pointed out how they love a winner, and he was a winner and got them back into the winning column for the first time in a very long while. So they threw all their support behind him, not realizing what that actually means. That's it's a monkey paw situation there. Yeah, you won, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And so
they're in the catch-22 because if he wins, he can fundamentally wreck our government.
Yeah.
In ways that may not be able to repair. Like if you look at the way the Supreme Court's moving now, way recklessly, that's one problem in itself. If you look at how they're trying to change the local courts and the state courts to kind of just bend their way to get laws that should not be allowed to get allowed, that's another thing. But
the fact that out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, they all of a sudden they've decided they don't want people being able to get fertility treatment. Like, why? When did all of a sudden we just hate on people having options?
Yeah, it's wild. And then the thing about it is, they're so far in now. If he loses, they might not be able to recover from this.
Yeah.
It may be a while for you to get another Republican candidate because I was talking to somebody about this before. This might have been the year to pivot off Trump. Just like this was the year to pivot off Biden. This was the year you should have pivoted off Trump, and you should have got somebody else in there. I get the idea. They tried to do that, but they didn't have anybody else built up enough to get that same cachet, and I think that affected them more than anything.
Closest they got, and I mean close is just such a lie, is Nikki Haley. And Nikki Haley was getting stomped by multiple digit points. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not really close at all, but the closest they got was her. And you can see what it is, like I said, because it's Trump parties now. Trump's people was never going to vote for anybody but Trump.
Yeah.
And in fact, that, and like you said, that's going to be the issue going forward for the Republican Party. Without Trump, these people are going to come around and vote for whoever they throw up.
They're just not going to vote.
They're going to not vote at all. They'll just stay at home.
It's going to be the same effect that happened with Obama. When Obama left, the people who voted for him left as well.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't feel energized enough to vote for Hillary. I know people want to make their comments about Hillary and stuff like that, but Hillary didn't grab enough people to feel like to bring that people along. And I think the thing about Kamala that's a little different is, and why she's the threat is, she's starting to bring those people back.
Yep.
That's why you're seeing all the conversations about her.
Like I said, this air of hope and positivity has been something we've needed, especially coming out of the pandemic. Despite what y'all think, man, the pandemic really beat down this world, but in particular beat down America, because losing 1 million people to the pandemic, and just because our president at the time wasn't going to do anything about it to try to make it better, because he was like, no, my people don't want to wear masks and don't want to be treated and so forth and so on. So I'm not going to force their hand. I'm like, bro, your people need you to tell them it's okay. And He wouldn't do it, just refused to do it.
And I get it. I know that Kamala is not perfect. I honestly think no candidate is perfect.
Yeah, bro. You find me a perfect candidate, then I want to see him. It's just not true.
There's no president in history that's going to ever be perfect and do all the right things. And especially when if you look at the aspects of like the militarization of America itself.
Yeah.
And the war and how those things work into our country, is integrated in our country. Like, you're never going to get the candidate you want. But I think you have to look at how things are going and get the candidate that's not going to destroy your country.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. Not going to affect things that matter to you on a granular scale.
Yeah. There are people who are just like, well, she's not going to do anything about Palestine. But I'm also like, no one's pro-genocide.
No.
I'm not riding for fucking Israel. Trust. But I had to be concerned about my black ass. I had to be concerned about my LGBTQ plus people.
Correct.
I had to be worried about my people of all different descents that call this country home that would otherwise be in a bad way if the other side wins.
But let me add something else to that. And I hear that argument a lot. My counter to that is, what is the other side going to do?
Exactly.
I hate that the conversation is always, well, she's not going to do that. She's not going to do that. But the other side's not going to do that either.
Yeah.
And they're straight up telling you they're not going to do that. So my thing has always been, if they're telling you in your face, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. Why would you want them back in office? Why would you why would you even want to support them? They're telling you straight up, no, we're not doing that. At least with the alternative, you may have a chance something can be done.
I remember Susan Sarandon when Hillary was running. Susan is an actress, so we shouldn't put that much whatever cachet in her thoughts on the situation. But her mindset was, if we elected Trump in, it would more quickly bring change about, because we'd be so mad we'd be willing to get up and fight. And that's just not how people work.
No.
That's a hopeful ass situation that she had. Plus, she's wealthy, so she was never have to work. We're gonna have to work.
I think people fail to realize that there are just awful people in this world who are okay with the things he's doing, and I think electing Trump has re-energized that base. And not only has it re-energized that base, it has made supporting him profitable.
Yep.
A lot of people who are in politics now aren't in it for the policies or in it to do good. They're in it because they're grifters.
Yep. 100%.
They're like, hey, I can become famous off of this. And once that Trump train go away, they're gonna go away.
All these people you see on the internet lately talking wild reckless about America, the Charlie Kirks and so forth and so on, aren't even Americans. They're Canadians who came down here because they was like, ooh, I can make some money talking crazy.
Yep.
So
look at all the people talking.
Yeah. Can't trust it. Public Enemy told you that a very long time ago, people.
Look at the people in Congress who are look at how the far right people who are running for office, and the people who are putting themselves on the front street because they want to be famous. And they know they're supporting Trump. Like, even if you look at the minorities, black people, they know that it's a lot easier to support Trump and get the criticism for supporting Trump, but at the same time get the love and respect from other people. Because you support Trump, you're brave now.
But see, that's the wild part. That's not even true, because they be talking reckless about J.D. Vance's wife, who's Indian. They be talking reckless about black people still in general.
Yeah,
they are telling you straight up and down, we don't like you, but because you are kind of pushing the agenda that we fuck with, for right now, you'll be all right. Right now. So
the ideal of it's disturbing.
Yeah, the fact that old couch fucker, and I realize he doesn't actually fuck couches, but it's pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious to think about that. Can just let his wife hang out there to dry. Just terrible, man.
Just the whole thing of how throughout these, I guess it's been like 8 years now, how Trump has been a habitual line stepper to these people, disrespecting their wives, their family, and they're like, all right, whatever. He's getting the job done.
Just talking greasy to these people, and they just are like, yeah.
Didn't he call Ted Cruz's wife ugly?
Called Ted's wife ugly. Said, like, didn't he say his daddy killed Kennedy or something? He said all kinds of whack shit about Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz just be kissing the rings.
Bro, he got a 2-piece so goddamn quick. Like, bro, don't.
And for real, you seen what the Secret Service be doing? Not much. You probably could punch. You could probably get a punch in. Ted Cruz could have probably knocked Trump right the fuck out and been cool.
Yeah, and like you know, she's like, they probably like, yeah, he probably deserves that one.
Telling y'all already, y'all.
Them dudes be lacking his security anyway.
Oh my God. Well, here, let me give y'all a good news story. This is really, of course, from the great state of Ohio. So, because, we do that here. So, this is from SKiM, which is, of course, our local alternative paper. Mark Opera on the byline. Metro Park secures $11 million federal grant for the Irishtown Bend Park. Irishtown is down there by the Turntable Bridge in the Flats. If you know or you know, and if you don't know, well, now you do. You'll have some understanding.
Turntable Bridge.
So we have, so we're on the water, both on a river and on a lake, and so we have lots of transportation that comes through this town, and so there are multiple bridges of different designs. Most of them are just not drawbridges, but a type of drawbridge in that the bridge just rises up. But one of them is a turntable bridge, and it just what you think. So the bridge is like this. If you're going forward down that bridge, every now and again, a gate will come down, and that bridge will turn, and a boat can just go past.
Okay.
And I mean, when I say boats, I want you to think of these as the ships that have shipping containers on them, big ships.
Okay.
Yeah. So
see, in my head, I was just thinking of a bridge that like actual turntables. A giant head comes out the sky and just you can go by. Maybe Jam Justice, Master J, just
the greatest. If you ever get a chance to take a look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame from an above shot, the guy who designed it, who was his architect, I.M. Pei, designed it to look like a turntable. It's meant to look like a record, and the triangle that is the building is meant to look like the stylus. So
that's dope.
Yeah. All right, let me read you the story. Irishtown Bend Park, which will be the largest riverside green space in Cowlitz County, just got another notch closer to completion. This week, the Metro Parks, the overseers of the park's design, received $10.8 million in federal grants for construction purposes for the build of Irishtown's amphitheater, its plazas, picnics areas, and boardwalk. The latter, a missing piece to connect the region-wide Lake Link Trail. The funding win is another score for the park system. Earlier this year, the Metro Parks oversaw the groundbreaking of the North Marshall Trail, the first cycle track connection between downtown and the east side. And just last week, the Metro Parks helped the Cleveland Soccer Group purchase a site for what could be Cleveland's first dedicated soccer stadium.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah. We maintain a commitment of progress for the community, and this substantial federal investment brings a shared vision held by many project partners to reality. CEO Brian Zimmerman said in a press release. I know another Zimmerman whose name I won't put out there right now, and I wonder if he related. Because it's not like a group of Zimmermans, and they all seem to know each other. I just saw this other Zimmerman the other day. How funny. The advocacy of Senator Sherrod Brown and Congresswoman Shontel Brown to secure support for this project will have a lasting impact on the community for generations to come. Ohio City Inc. confirmed Thursday that the project is still roughly $15 million to lock down money that can be secured with similar federal grants or smaller donations. We're chipping away at the remainder, Ohio City Inc. spokesperson Kathy Baumbach told Scene. We're getting there. As touted earlier in the spring, this park is partly designed as an homage to its past as a haven for Irish immigrants, with artifacts used to make up the outdoor museum of sorts. There will be old doorways, former coal dock, hoisting rigs, and doorways converted into bird blinds. Overall, as the newly posted video tour shows off, the entire park would be a game changer. Sailboat-studded playgrounds would be next to swings and grill gardens, wetland gardens with many piers could neighbor wide. I don't like the way that's written. Wetland gardens with many piers could neighbor wide lawn terraces for ideal. That's just badly written, straight up. For ideal golden hour viewing, and a cafe could mark an entry plaza off West 25th in Detroit, long dominated by a vacant eyesore. If Hillside Civilization stays on track this fall and winter, groundbreaking for the actual park could start in 2025. I would like to see this video, y'all. So I'm going to push here. Let me share the screen.
Okay, we'll share the screen, y'all.
It just says I can share a video. You mean if I can just share this video? I understand. Proceed. If you just let me share this video. Oh, I mean, no. So that's me actually showing you a video from my computer. I don't have that downloaded, but we're just go for the screen share. Screen share. I understand. Let's proceed. We're gonna go for window. This. Share. We're gonna push play on this video.
Oh, we're live, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
Looks like a giant snake.
Yeah, that's actually what that means. The word Cuyahoga, which is what that river's named after, it means the giant snake river.
Okay.
So the Native Americans knew what they was doing.
Good job, Native Americans.
Make that a little bigger. I'm not going to play all 5 minutes and 41 seconds of this video. I kind of just want y'all to catch a vibe of what it's going to look like.
Like the music.
Yeah, they picked the groove, didn't they?
Yeah. Like they got the roots to make this.
See what it tells you about ships that be coming down that river? You see how big that I know this is a video, but still.
That ship like it didn't fit in that river.
They barely do. And oftentimes they'll have to come through and they shovel the dirt out the river, the silt out of the river because it has to be deep enough for the ships to get through.
Yeah, that was gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Well, so far so good.
That ship like it wasn't gonna make it. Like it was about to call Aquaman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, there you go. You kind of caught the vibe of what they're doing here with the river, the park at the Irish Town Bend. I oddly enough, that area, which was it was some warehouses, and it was clubs of various clubs, if you know what I mean. And slowly but surely, like some bars are opened up over there, coffee shops open up over there. They built some condos over there. It's slowly but surely becoming a thing. So, just in addition to something like this, just keeps that neighborhood that is already kind of growing and changing on the move, and I'll dig that, man. So, I'm always respectful of the city I call home, trying to do better by itself, and I love it, man. So there you go. That was your good news this week. Cleveland getting still growing and changing and becoming more inviting to people, and I fuck with it.
Yeah,
but that was for respect. That was our stories for the week. Now I get to say, first it was always just Tatum, even though he's not here. That's the name of the segment. And then I just hand the reins of the show over to Delvin. Delvin, man, what's been popping with you, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's been a busy week, man. You know, I'm like recording every goddamn day. Like,
yeah.
You know. Apparently,
my man doing 2 days today. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, apparently, you know, boss man Donnie took off the week.
Okay.
You know, so I had to the funny thing about it is I had to record PSVG yesterday. And I had to host because Dev during the day messaged me like, hey, I'm gonna be late. You know, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be a problem. I say, I hope T and JV on time, or I'm gonna be just sitting there talking about video games by myself. And that's really awkward. But everything worked out. I think it was a really good episode.
Yeah.
People have said a lot of positive things about the episode. Yeah, I think I did a good job hosting. I think people forgot, like, oh, your boy can host podcasts. Pretty good at that.
If nothing else.
I know I am the comic relief on PSVG and Cadillac, but I can still host quite a few podcasts.
I don't think I've ever thought of you as the comic relief on Cadillac.
I am 100% the comic relief on Cadillac.
Wow. That gives me a whole perspective on the show that we do regularly that I just did not have.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shout out to the host. You're the straight man. I'm the comic relief. I have accepted my role.
Not to sway from my man Delvin. Just like I said, this is his segment of the show. But the reason I love doing Cadillac is because I'm just talent. I show up. Chaffee does the work. Oh, all of it. He does all of it, and I don't got to do a damn thing but talk for a little bit. It's lovely.
I wish I could say that this week for myself. I am doing the work. Like I had to write the show notes for PSVG. I'll probably have to write the show notes for I have to record PlayStation Experience Saturday.
Yeah.
And I have to host Nintendo Shack Sunday. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be a long week. It's fun, but it's challenging, man. It's like, oh man.
In a week when you got the 30th anniversary PlayStation stuff goes on sale, that'll be a fun PSVG to kind of discuss.
Yeah.
And how that was a debacle.
I'm phony. I am phony. I will tell people right now. I sat there and talked all that shit about PS5 Pro. As soon as that shit got the pre-order, I ordered that motherfucker quick as possible. Immediately. That overpriced, expensive piece of shit.
I want y'all to know, as recently as last night,
yeah,
he was lightweight questioning whether or not he was going to be bothered with ordering the PlayStation 5 Pro. That is wild. I'm holding off.
You're strong.
Look, I will see what next year brings. Nothing that they've shown so far is pulling me toward it. And I had a PlayStation 4 Pro, so
I did too.
But nothing so far has me. And in fact, actually playing Astrobot has had me so like, man, this is really an amazing piece of kit for what they can do. PlayStation does on their hardware what Nintendo does on their hardware. Just be coding to the metal. It'd be such amazing things that only Sony can pull off.
And the thing about it is, I found myself saying, this is the reason why I was kind of knocking the Pro, like, don't kind of fucking need it. What we have is like good enough. Like I can see the argument for PS4 and PS4 Pro.
Yeah,
I can see the argument, but this is a lot less. Like, a prettier game's gonna look prettier. Okay,
yeah,
that's pretty enough.
We'll see. Yeah. And in fact, I only really play PlayStation games on PlayStation 5. I don't really do third-party stuff on there. Most of the third-party stuff I do on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And the same is true pretty much for Nintendo. Nintendo, I probably pretty much only play. Like I said, the new Zelda's on its way. It will arrive tomorrow, apparently. I'm salty. I wish it would have came. I wanted to come today, but it's all good.
But yeah, man, I think, I'm cool with it. Like, it's just... My thing now is the PlayStation just getting a little cocky, man. They like getting real cocky.
It's like, what is it, like 30-1?
Yeah.
It's like a ridiculous number between what they sell and what Xbox is selling. And if they hadn't earned it, I could diss them. But they did. They earned these stripes, man. So
so they about to charge us. Did you see how much that anniversary edition cost?
It was like $1,000. Was $1,000 for the whole kit and caboodle?
Nah, I think some places it was like $1,300 for all the anniversary pieces.
I mean, that's still like kind of dope. You got the DualSense, you got the Edge, you got the all the stuff it comes with is, but I guess it does not, and all that, and you still didn't come with a disc drive. Ain't that a blip?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Does it come with the Edge?
I thought it did. Like the big one, I thought came with both an Edge and a DualSense.
I thought. I'm just fucking looking up now. I thought the big one came with the Portal. And the regular controller.
You got a Portal? Did you get a Portal?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Portal's great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up the. I'm trying to look it up right now so I can tell us how much it is. Okay, the anniversary edition comes with the I'm looking at it right now. It says it comes with a PS4 Pro controller with a 2 terabyte SSD. It does come with a DualSense wireless controller.
Okay.
One DualSense wireless, one DualSense Edge wireless, and a DualSense charging station. And it comes with a console cover for your PS5 disc drive.
Yeah.
But you need to buy the disc drive separately. That's the $1,000 one.
That's a rack. That's one full rack.
Yes.
Bruh.
But there's another one that comes with the that's what I was looking for. The one that comes with the Portal as well. That's like $1,300, something like that.
Yuck. Of course, they are already up on eBay. The resellers came in and did what resellers do, and that is botted the shit out of these fucking sales.
$45,000 for a PS5 Pro.
Sir.
Yes.
No.
They're going to try it.
You know what I really want them to do? I want them to do and I never even owned a PlayStation 2, but I want them to do a PlayStation 2 theme set of systems and controllers and stuff. Because that black and blue situation, I think, is way hyper than the gray of the first PlayStation.
The black, that black was dope.
Which I also didn't fuck with. So I have no real affinity for this the 30th anniversary version of it.
I do appreciate all the people who are like nostalgic for just the gray of PlayStation.
just ugh. Again, the first PlayStation system I had was a PlayStation 3. And I didn't even keep it. I ended up selling it at some point because I was like, yeah. Got a PlayStation 4 for Vanessa, and eventually I ended up getting a PlayStation 4 Pro for myself, and I got the Destiny White version, the Destiny 2 White version, and I absolutely loved it. And actually, like that same day, I upgraded to the Xbox One X. So I got those both in real short order from it. And then same thing happened when I got the Series X and the PlayStation 5. I got them like days apart. So it's just...
T got money.
No, T had money.
Yeah, that's how it be.
Yeah, so which is another reason why I can't just say, oh, I'm going to upgrade. Again, my mama called me earlier tonight, and we was talking, and I was like, Vanessa turns 40 in January. My kid graduates in June, turns 18 in July. I turn 50 in September. 2025 is a wild boy.
Yeah.
I got to take my kid shopping tomorrow for homecoming next week.
Ooh.
But I want him to do each and everything that he wants to do this senior year. I want to do it all. Don't say. I've been telling him, don't say no to anything. He's like trying to get into a play, and I'm like, hell yeah, do that. All like anything, everything. Say yes to it all. Yeah,
just have fun. Enjoy your year.
Do this last year up, and then walk away from it knowing that you had no regrets, or few regrets if possible.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Especially now, that senior's important.
Yeah. So, how's the house?
The house is good. House is really good, man. I'm still.
Have you feel yourself fully settled in, or you still think you got some tweaks to do?
I still got some tweaks to do.
Yeah.
But it's a process. Still getting used to everything, man.
Yeah.
Loss. Still having some of the effects of that.
Yeah.
Like little weird things, like, you hear noises in the house. And it's like me by myself. So that's a little weird and jarring.
Yeah.
A couple of times, this isn't a Halloween episode of Stage Krunchy, but I've slept in the bed and it felt like someone else was in the bed with me. Yeah.
No. Oh my God. Like, no, thank you, spirit. You get on going now.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like, it's part of it's just it's coping with the reality of losing a loved one, and
yeah.
Kind of understanding that journey and what that process of healing is. Like, I was talking to my brother about it the other day because, I was telling him, it's still processing it, and her ashes are still here.
Yeah.
At the house. And what I've been doing is I've been trying to change the house around as much as I can to make it feel like home for me and not feel like her home.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I leave it the way it is, it won't feel like home for me. It'll feel like her home, and I'll still have the ideal in my head. Now she's still here. Like,
yeah.
Let me just fix this so I can know and move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the wise way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a lot to say it'll get better. You'll just deal with it different.
Yeah.
It's the way your brain and your heart will process it. So loss, like I said, loss absolutely sucks. I'm glad she left you the house. That's so dope. Because then it's like you kind of always do have that with you. You know what I'm saying, along with her memory and so forth. But
yeah, and I think the ironic thing about the whole thing is I've always said, man, told my grandma all the time, like, once you go, I'm out of Miami. Ain't no purpose for me being here.
yeah,
And of course, my grandma, being the grandma she is, like, nah, you have to stay here now. You have a house here. So you can't leave. You have a house here and the house is paid for.
yeah,
Just got to pay the taxes.
yeah.
I said, of course, grandma. You found a way, even in death, to keep me here. And keep me watching over your house.
Yeah.
And her dog.
I love that for her.
Let me hop. Give me one second. I got a funny story to tell you.
All good.
1 second.
Oh my God. If Delvin come back with this old ass dog, y'all, I'm gonna laugh.
Now I'm here for the long run. Ready to rock. So, the story of this house, right?
Okay.
Is the journey of me and this dog. Because for those who don't know, I bought this dog for her, I want to say 2 years ago now. No, it's been a little bit over a year. Because
Why do I think this dog was so old?
I'll get to that right now. She has multiple dogs.
Okay.
She has multiple dogs. So I have this is the Chihuahua I bought her. Because last year, when she was at work, my little cousin let the Chihuahua out in the front yard, and the Chihuahua got stolen. Now, T, you may want to ask this question. Does your front yard have a gate that you can close? No, it doesn't. Yes. Does the backyard have a gate that you can close? Yes, it does. So she let the dog out in the front yard. The expensive Chihuahua got stolen. So my grandma was crying for days. She was sad because she loved the dog, had the dog for like 10 years. Somebody took the dog. So I had told my girlfriend about the story. That's how I knew this was a year ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, I know somebody who has Chihuahuas and they're selling them. And you can go get one from them as a puppy. And, that's when I found out the cost of Chihuahuas. And I'm like, oh, my God. I didn't pay store price for the Chihuahua, but I paid a decent amount of money for this Chihuahua. I will say.
You ain't pay resale, but you did pay wholesale.
Yes. I can tell the story. Now, I paid like $400 for the Chihuahua.
Bruh.
I've never paid any amount for a dog. And never had any desire to pay money for a dog. Because my whole concept was just find one of the motherfuckers off the street. Right there, just go pick them up. That's your dog. Now, here you go. You got a dog. Just make sure he ain't got no rabies, you good.
Hey.
I had to buy this dog for her, and it made her day, and she loved this dog to her dying day. Even when she was on her deathbed, because my grandmother, when it got to she died in this house, essentially.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where she wanted to come home. And this is her home.
Yeah.
So, on her last days, she was supposed to die they said a couple days after she got home. She ended up living 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
And during her last days, right, she couldn't talk. She couldn't say much. But there's this funny story where people was coming to the house saying goodbye to her, saying their goodbyes and stuff like that. And the dog was barking and making noise. And I guess they tried to lock a dog from the cage because, Chihuahuas are loud and aggravating. And one of the final words my grandma said was, "Leave my fucking dog alone." Now, she hasn't spoken. Then 2 or 3 words. But in her last days, She said it very clearly. Leave her fucking dog alone. And they left her dog alone. They picked the dog up, put it right next to her. And she just was at a peace. So that dog, one of the things that she loved on this earth, so that little fucker has to stay here. And T, I gotta tell you, he doesn't make it easy. T, because I say this with love and hate at the same time. We have a contentious relationship. So once we got rid of 80% of the cats in the yard, I'm like, okay, you know what? We can have some freedom now, dog.
Yeah.
So I'll let you go out in the backyard. You can go play in the backyard a little bit. Then after you play and use the bathroom in the backyard, you come back inside and chill out. Come back inside the house and chill out. You can be an outside dog for a little bit. So we've been doing this for a while. He's been enjoying himself and things like that. It's been pretty good. Pretty good. You know, he's not pooping in the house as much. He learned how to use the pee pads and stuff like that. I trained him how to do that stuff. He's still a habitual line stepper, but not as much as he was. So one day, I let him outside, right? He's in the backyard. And then I'm doing something in the front yard. I'm getting ready to cut the grass in the front yard. So I'm going in the backyard to go get the lawnmower. I push the front gate open just a bit. This fucker bolts out the front gate. And I live on a main street. He is running in the middle of the street through traffic. So my mind is like two things. One part of me like, let this motherfucker die. like he's clearly playing with death right now, and he's fine with it. And then I hear in my head, my grandma like, take care of my motherfucking dog. So I run out in the streets, in the traffic, chasing after this dog. And this dog is running in and out of traffic, running in front of cars like a goddamn idiot. And then he runs in the yard. I run in the yard behind him. He tries to dig up somebody's yard. He sees me. He bolts out that yard, goes in another yard. It's like it looks like an episode of Cops. Me chasing after this goddamn dog. He runs in the other yard. I follow him in the other yard, stuff like that. And then I guess he realized, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Like this motherfucker is mad as shit. So he bolts around and runs in my yard as fast as he can and runs back in the gate. And I guess he realized, oh shit, he has to open the door for me.
Like I can't dip shit.
So he gets in the yard and like, I guess I'm caught. I was so fucking mad. I put him in the cage for the whole day. Like, not that little cage. Your ass is sitting there for the rest of the goddamn day. And all I hear is all day like this one little. I said, "Shut the fuck up!" And he just got quiet. He already knew what he did. Like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have did that shit. Had me running around the street, almost getting hit by cars, chasing a dumbass chihuahua.
Bruh. That was what it was to have my little dog back when she was young. She would just dip. And I'm like, and like you said, you got that decision. You're like, your ass could just stay the fuck gone. But I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna try to come collect you. But this effort is gonna be lessened.
Yeah. Like if it happens, if more it happens, the less this ever gonna happen. Like,
Bruh. Oh my God. That's dope. How you dealing good with like with the kids having to come back and forth, man, or that?
Yeah, they are enjoying because they have never had their own rooms.
Okay,
as strange as that is to believe.
Yeah.
So they're enjoying having their own little space in their own rooms and kind of being in their own little world and things like that. So they like coming over here. They like being in their space and just sitting in their room and chilling out. Like Delvin goes in his room and he does his YouTube videos. He did one that got like a whole bunch of things, like 8,000 views.
Solid. That was that J. Cole one?
I think it was a J. Cole one.
Yeah, that's it's a good video. Just hands down, you can just full stop there. But like I said, that's the one I was talking about. I talked about on the episode I did by myself. How that particular video. I should have put a link in. I didn't think to do that, but. It's a very good video, y'all. And I'm glad it's getting some views because it's worthwhile. So,
Yeah, he did like one that got 4,000. He did one that got like 3,000. I'm like, oh, you might have found your little lane, man. That's good, man. You know, just keep working and doing your groove. He's very excited about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm proud of you, man. Do your thing, keep learning your craft and stuff like that. And he reminds me of myself in the early days of trying to figure out doing podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like, I'm looking at his views right now. He got one that did he kind of killing it. He got one that's got 8,000 views. Another one got 9,000 views. He got one that got 1,000 views. He's doing his thing. I'm proud of him.
Good shit.
Man, it's good to see that he's kind of getting his groove and finding his footing like we kind of did. Watch that next generation kind of do their thing and build their base.
Yeah. Get their version of it. Next thing you know, he got his own little network of heads that he doing work with. So
yeah, because I already telling him like eventually Delvin's gonna stop doing all these goddamn shows and PlayStation Experience's new host is gonna be Delvin Jr.
That's what's up.
Let y'all know nepotism will be a thing and it will be passed on.
It's all right. Sometimes it's okay. I feel like it's okay for us to be nepo babies.
Yeah.
The other side already got juice. We don't. So if we can pass something on to our kids, I think that's all right.
Let him take right over this podcast. Ain't even got to change one of the host names.
Nothing. They ain't got to do anything.
Ain't got to change nothing. Just the light skinned Negro instead of a dark skinned one. So difference.
That's so dope, man. Good, man. I'm glad this old life ain't so bad, man. Lady doing good. Y'all still doing strong. And I fuck with that.
Yeah, it's going good, man. She's crazy, but it's going good.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. She's crazy. She damn sure crazy. She does this thing now because I've been letting her come to the house. Yeah. Well, she would just leave something here. That's the move. I'm like, why are you just leaving stuff here? You can just like, if you want to draw, you can just take a draw. Yeah. You gotta just leave a random pair of underwear here and shit.
Like we don't gotta sneak nothing. It's okay. We good. We've been together a stretch now.
like it's funny because it's like things like she first thing was, I need me to have a toothbrush in here. Like, okay, we'll just buy you a toothbrush. Yeah. And then she has like a shower cap here. Like, okay. I'm like, I say, why do you want this stuff? You think some woman gonna come here and just see this? Oh, he is taken. That's what things gonna happen. Oh my pearls! There's 2 toothbrushes here.
Oh my god! I don't know. I dig it. I'm glad that is proceeding well. Her grandbaby's still bad. Still throwing AirPods across across balconies.
Of course, very much so. Badass kids, very much so. Yeah, just a little domestic terrorist.
You should be joining Delvin Cox's Patreon to listen to so many shows that he has back behind the paywall. Not even an expensive Patreon. His Patreon is really just kind of like keep the lights on kind of situation.
Pretty much, 100%. Yeah. And spoilers, I usually just try to. The more money I get into my Patreon, I try to give it to other podcasts who Patreons.
Yeah. So you should probably support them because you can know the background of all these stories you've just heard us share with each other. So
yes,
that's what's popping right now. Well, cool. Thank you, Delvin. Thank you for sharing with the listeners and sharing with me more than anything because basically it's me just asking questions, so I fuck with it. Yeah. So that's what's getting down to get down. Let's see what's going on. I told you ain't really nothing going on. I talked to my mom earlier, and my mom was telling me all these stories of she's like. You remember this it was so crazy. Like, do you remember this preacher? I go, okay, I remember that preacher. Do you remember his daughters? I go, yeah, I kind of remember his daughters. His daughter married this child who you might have known, who is now a bishop in this church. And I'm just like, and she goes, it's so crazy. I go, I guess, Ma. I go, at this point, this is me really starting to just kind of take a hold of that. I'm almost 50. I got a year to go, y'all. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right. That makes sense. That a child near my age who was a child, you know what I'm saying, when I was a child, would now be a grown man and of course be a bishop in the church. I'm like, that all makes sense
out
to me. Yeah.
It all checks out.
Yeah, for sure. That was wild. My mom used to call me out. When my mom would call me out the blue, it's oftentimes so hilarious. It's like, you don't call me on a Thursday night. My mom is more of a Saturday kind of caller. You know what I'm saying? So it was weird to like.
She wanted you to know.
It was just it was that and others, and of course just other stuff, and me catching her up on other things. She let me know my mama is in the midst of about to begin the process of selling her house in Kansas and moving to live near my sister in Virginia.
Why she wouldn't do that?
She she's decided that she would like her later years to be nearer her oldest. And I have visited Norfolk a lot, and Norfolk, where my sister lived, is very nice. And so that's the goal and that's the intent. And so I'm like, all right, that's the dream, then I do nothing but respect it. And I would love to have you in my same time zone and nearest me and all that. So
tell Mama Crunchy to keep that house.
I wish, because I always in my mind I'm like, why not? But then it's like, of course, if she moves, ain't gonna be nobody there to take care of it. And all it's going into doing is being renters, fucking it up. So I'm like, you know what? If you got the plan, I got to believe in it. So
yeah, that's true.
We allow for it, and I know it's gonna be all right. My kid continues his adventures and learning the piano, and sent me a video the other day that I sent y'all, and I was impressed. Which is, I know, I mean, I'm the dad. I probably, saying whatever, but I'm telling you right now, I was like, look at this little motherfucker who's been at this for a very short period of time, already kind of locking down some tracks.
Tell your kid to learn how to play steel DRE.
I'll add it to the list. I want them to learn the piano of the background of Busta Rhymes. We can take it outside.
That one.
But he also was working on trying to learn the guitar.
Okay.
So of course I need him to get that Sweet Home Alabama bass line going. So then I can rap Ghetto Boys Gangsta Love on top of it.
I like that too. I like that. Tell your kid to learn the little song from the Peanuts. That way I can go dance on the piano like I'm Snoopy.
So that's the best part about this piano adventure is like, okay, I need you to learn how to play this one, and get this one going too while you're at it. It's like start working, you know what I'm saying? So it's like my kid is a little bit of a musical savant in that he has played the cello, or is this the bass cello? One or the other, one of them instruments. Played the drums in band, in marching band, now piano, guitar, also sings in choir. Got this music shit locked
get
down.
Some sheet music.
It does. Pulls it up on the iPad. My iPad they've stolen pretty much from me, and does it with that.
Oh, okay. They stole your iPad.
Yeah.
My kids can't touch my iPad.
Ain't that no number of games. Mostly I just use it to watch YouTube. So it was. I never really got hyper into my iPad. It was like just basically. It's two monitors here. Basically, was a third monitor. I just would sit that bad boy right there, watch YouTube on it while I was at work. So it is not the. Every now and again, I'll snatch it back. Like, hold on, bring me that iPad. I'm trying to do something. Whenever I'm doing a live show, I need it because I put the show notes and the run of show on it.
Okay.
So that's mostly what I use it for.
I do that with my iPhone now. Just there you go.
I'm old. I'm getting blind, bro. I got an eye doctor's appointment next week.
They told me I'm blind, so
but it's to the point where I'm like, I gotta go get it checked out. I feel like that my eyes have gone through a bit of a transition this year.
I've had a conversation with my girl today about this similar thing. I told her we need to get some money because when I get to that age where I start losing teeth, I am doing the thing where I get the post put in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fake teeth. I'm getting the straight up. I don't want the dentures. I want the whole expensive put the actual teeth in and call it a day.
Yeah. Respect it. Yeah. Why don't they just do that? Because it's probably expensive.
It's very expensive. Things like $2,000 a tooth.
Wow, I would have never thought that.
It's something like
we charging too much for things at this point. Come on, y'all. We can do better than that. That's unnecessary. I can't be coming off of $2 for those toofuses.
I want to get the exact price because I've actually looked this up. Yeah, a while ago. Single implant, $24.99.
No.
Yes. They have 12-month financing available too. There you go. So a single fucking tooth.
Get that bad boy diamond encrusted. Man, make that bitch gleam.
So best believe I am taking care of my teeth like they are gold.
At that point, they cost as much, so why not?
Pretty much. It was that I told her about it. I'm like, something else. Oh, I said I will be getting the eye surgery, the LASIK.
Yeah.
When I get older. Because fuck it, I want to be able to see fully.
Now, why are you waiting on that one?
Huh?
Why are you waiting on that one? That one you can do now.
That is a good point. LASIK isn't that much.
It's not that much, and it's like from what I read of it is like it's immediate. Like when they like before you leave that office, you have perfect vision. Could you imagine just like, oh, I don't have to put these glasses on ever again? Yes, please.
Yeah, that might be a thing I need to look into.
Yeah, take advantage of that while you're young and can take advantage of it.
Yeah, but then that changed the whole dynamic of like my life. Because then I'm not the glasses guy no more. Then I'm like the handsome guy with no glasses. Because it's like it's people have the weird thing about glasses.
Yeah.
Where if you have them on, they're like, oh, you must be a nerd and intelligent and all that stuff. Take them off like Clark Kent and Superman. That shit was real. That shit was mad real. Because I remember when I was like in school, when I was in high school, my 10th and 11th grade year, I wore my glasses, stuff like that. Those years was okay, but I knew people and stuff like that. My 11th and 12th grade year, I wore contacts. And I just became like incredibly popular for no reason. Didn't change nothing. Did not change a single goddamn thing I did, T. I just wore contact lenses to school every day, and it just was a big deal. Became incredibly popular for something like, yo, bro, I'm the same fucking guy. Watch anime. I watch anime and play basketball. Like, yo, nothing changed. I just wear contacts now.
It's wild how glasses just people be hating. Like, sir, what am I supposed to do? Just be blind? I need to see. I'm sorry.
And then there's the ones who be just wearing glasses and them shits don't have medicine in them. Like, bitch, this shit's offensive. It's like, what are you doing? Do I go around just hopping in fucking wheelchairs?
No, don't be doing those no glasses stolen valor. Fuck that.
Yeah. I earned this blindness. Walking on crutches and shit. My legs work fine. Fuck type of shit is that? If you can see, take off them. If they're not shades and you can see, take them shits off.
For real. That's the disrespect. I'm not having it. Take that down.
What people do. Walk around here with they stolen glasses, Valor. Some of them glasses don't even got no fucking lenses in them. Fuck y'all doing?
The disrespect. It's nonsense. Let's see anything else I'm saying. Nah, man. Like I said, it's been the vibes have been accurate, man. It's been nice. Kids doing good in school. Oldest boy doing good with the Ford that he bought. He bought him copped him a Ford Focus.
That's a good first car.
Ford Focus. No, it's like his fifth car. Right, that boy has. Yeah, damn, he can work on cars. And
what year Focus is it?
It's 2003 Ford Focus.
Oh, we got that
SVT,
the classic,
which they only made 7,500 of. He always tells me, and he goes Ford was being wild and being silly and put a race car engine inside of a Focus, and it was his dream car for the longest. And he finally found one at a price he was happy with, And he got it home, and then like maybe 3 days after he got home, he's like, "Oh, that wheel bearing is fucked. I can't drive it." So then, like the next paycheck he got, he went out, ordered the wheel bearing, got it home, was working on it in my driveway one day, and then he just was like, he came in the house so frustrated and like, I'm just gonna go to lay down, Dad. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry, man, it's good. And maybe 10 minutes passed. All of a sudden, he like, I thought of something, and I'm like, that's my boy. And then he got the wheel bearing situation fixed. And then I talked about this last week. Something else went wrong, and he was like, "Can you go give me this car part? I got to go to. I'm going to this concert with my girlfriend and stuff." I'm like, "Hey, I got you." I get the car part. He came home from that concert. Also, I got to tell y'all, he said he was so mad about the concert. He was going to see this dude. I forgot who he was going to see, and he goes, "That show was supposed to start at 7." He goes, "It was like 10:15, and that dude still hadn't came out." And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm leaving." I was like, "Oh no!" So
welcome to concerts.
Yeah,
You must be going to see Lauryn Hill.
Nah, I forgot who dude's name was. He told me what it was. There's some dude who has in the past performed with Kanye. And
Consequence?
No. I'm
Rhyme Fest?
No, I'm gonna tell you if you know the name, I'll laugh.
Can't think of with Kanye.
Well, you know shit. I'm gonna just text this boy. Whose concert did you go to last week? And if he answers back in a reasonable amount of time, I'll let you know.
Okay. You're on the clock, son.
But he basically was like, "Look, man, I gotta fix this car. I ain't trying to wait around no more. My back started to hurt." He said, so he came home, and then the car part I bought him, he installed on the car, and then it's worked out fine. I was like, all right, then
That's great.
Clearly, you know what you're doing, little man, and I will always respect it. All right, it says red. Okay, he went to go see Miles.
Miles.
YUNOMILES. Miles. Who he never got to see because he left before Miles to make his way to the stage.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah, so that's just, and he was even more mad because he bought tickets when they initially went on sale, and it was like $50. And by the time the night of the show came around, they was $20 at the door. He was super salty about it.
Welcome to buying tickets.
Yeah.
That's how that usually goes.
Garbage. Just garbage. I hate it. But the family's good. Everybody's doing well, y'all. You, my listeners, everything is rolling right. So we kicks it and we keeps the motherfucking moving. So there you go. There, you've been caught up on our lives. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Every week we head down to the mean streets of Reddit. We dig deep into the subreddit. Am I the asshole? And we decided these motherfuckers is assholes or not.
Yeah.
Your selection this week are as follow. Am I the asshole for having a boyfriend despite my parents' wishes? Am I the asshole for leaving when my family was late to meet me for breakfast on my birthday? And am I the asshole for telling my father that it was his fault he missed my son's first birthday party? I didn't realize I grabbed 2 birthday ones, but hey, it is what it is. Which one of those sound the most interesting? Do you want to start it off with, though?
Let's start it off with the miss my son's birthday.
There we go. This is from Hefty T 2143.
Hefty T.
I love a good Reddit username. Am I the asshole for telling my father that it was his fault he missed my son's first birthday party? My son turned 1 this past weekend. On Sunday, my husband and I threw a birthday party for him at a local kids venue. We confirmed the date with both the venue and our guest a few months ago. One of those guests was my father. Back when I informed him of the date, he told me he'd come. A few days before the party, he asked if there was any way for me to reschedule it. What selfish bullshit is that?
Hey, who's gonna know?
I said no, as we'd confirmed everything with the venue. My father then told me he'd be late to the party because there was an event at his girlfriend's church on the same day, and he wanted to attend. So you made this choice. Okay. I would say that my immediate family, including my father, is technically Catholic, but none of us practice it. However, my father's girlfriend is very religious, like Jesus as her phone wallpaper religious.
Wow.
Since they started dating a little over a year ago, my father has been attending church with her on a semi-regular basis. He has explicitly told me he doesn't like it, but does it to make her happy. I told my father I was fine with him being late as long as he came to the party at some point. He said he'd show up as soon as the church event was done. A few hours before the party ended, my father texted me the event was still going and he thought it would be in poor taste for him to leave early. So he probably wouldn't be able to come. I didn't hear from him again that day. On Monday, my father called me to explain that the event went on for longer than expected. He didn't apologize, but I asked if I was angry at him. I said yes. He said he had no way of knowing the event would last as long as it did, but that's not what I'm upset about. I told him he still chose to prioritize an event he didn't even want to attend over his grandson's first birthday party. Made several other choices that led him to completely miss the latter and didn't inform me about any of that until the last minute. All of those decisions were his. So the fact he ultimately did not come to the party was his fault. My father is still refusing to apologize and insists I have no right to be angry over something he had no control over. I'm starting to feel odd about this. My husband is on my side, but my sister told me I'm being dramatic. Am I the asshole?
No. Not even close.
No. Your father is a very disappointing human being.
He is a piece of work. Yeah. My thing is this. See, I don't know if I want to be mean when I say this. I get the idea of you wanting to go, your girlfriend's religious, you're going to her church event. But it's your girlfriend.
Yeah.
That is your grandchild.
Yes.
If your daughter wants you there, you should probably be there. And your girlfriend should understand that.
Yes.
And if she doesn't understand that, then you may be dating the wrong woman.
Facts. How random. Let's take a listen.
All right, we finna go to church and sit here all day.
Like, yes, you will. Hey, I'll drop you off and make sure you get there safe. Worry not. But I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be over here at my grandbaby's birthday.
Yeah.
It's really simple.
It's that simple. Like, you're just like, I can't do it. I have plans.
Yeah.
She's got to be disappointed today.
Let's take a peek.
There will be other church sermons.
at the comments. Get the digging in right here. Not the asshole. He made his choice, asked if you were upset, and was told yes. You were, to which he said, well, actually, I was expecting you to placate my feelings about missing the party and prioritizing my girlfriend, who is an adult, over my grandson. Don't you you seriously do not need to soothe his feelings.
No.
Say to him clearly once more, I'm upset you chose to miss the party. Why you missed it is beside the point. It's not like you were in the ER with a ruptured spleen after a massive car wreck. You were with your girlfriend, period. He doesn't get a free
girlfriend over your daughter.
Yeah. He doesn't get a free pass on your feelings just because he values his own comfort over yours. The OP responded to that and said, during the first phone call, it did feel kind of like he thought he was the victim, as if missing his grandson's birthday party was something that had happened to him, not something that was his own decision that led to. It's people like this in the world who just don't think of others. But oddly enough, he is thinking of another. He's thinking of his girlfriend. But
he was trying to get some coochie.
I guess, bro. It better be the best coochie in the world.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, bro. I'm finna hang out with my grandchild. You have fun with all this.
I don't want to do 2 birthday ones in a row, so we'll jump over to this other one. Then we'll wrap up with the other birthday one.
Perfect.
This one is, am I the asshole for having a boyfriend despite my parents' wishes? This is med school algae. Man, these usernames, always something that I can appreciate. I, 19 female, recently moved away from my city for college. I live in a typical Asian country, India. So my parents are super against dating and sex before marriage and all that BS. At uni, I met Des, 20 male. He's in my year and we instantly hit it off, became best friends, and now have been dating for almost 2 years. I haven't told my parents. My idiot self forgot to delete chats from my phone when I went home And while I was out with my mom one day, I left my phone charging at home. My dad was home. Surprise, surprise, my dad read the chats and told my mom. They were super angry and threatened to pull me out of college if I didn't drop all contact with Dez immediately. They don't pay my tuition. I got a nice scholarship, so they pay like $50 for 4 years of uni. Wow, as opposed to $15,000 per year. They even refused to let me go back until I begged and begged that this wouldn't continue anymore. I can't piss them off because they pay for my food, and I don't have any money of my own because students here don't have jobs. I thought I would have the strength to end it, but when I came back, one look at Dez as I told him the story, and all my resolve melted away. I love him. I really do. I haven't met anyone as good as him ever. And I know things seem very easy when you're young and the relationships don't have a very good chance of lasting through the years, but I was willing to take the risk. So I lied to my parents and told them that I ended it, even though I haven't. Am I the asshole? P.S. Dev was devastated, but agreed to end things if that's what I wanted. So this person an asshole for, I guess, dating somebody against their parents' wishes.
Absolutely not. You're in college. You're an adult.
This is not the times of Romeo and Juliet, people. You're fine to. I get it. Traditions might be different in the country in India, as this lady speaks of, but just keep it to yourself while you're away, and don't talk about it when you get home. And delete the messages, I guess, if that's a problem.
Don't leave your phone everywhere.
Somebody here in the chat says an even better recommendation. I hadn't even considered it. Get a second phone and don't bring that to your parents' house.
Yeah.
Burner.
There you go.
I'm sorry, but did you read the post? Or the OP respond to that? I have no money except for what my parents give me, and they track all of my expenses. And then somebody responds to that and says, a burner phone is like $15. Go donate plasma if you need to.
Yeah. Or you have a boyfriend. Hey, buy me a burner phone.
Yes.
It's $15.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the God's honest truth right there.
Yeah.
Everybody says they're not the asshole, and I fully agree. You're not the asshole. Your parents parents just don't understand.
Yeah.
It has always been the way and remains as such. Good gracious. All right. That was that one. Let me move that one over here. There, we'll put that in the middle. And this one, there we go. All right. Last one. Am I the asshole for leaving when my family was late to meet me for breakfast on my birthday? Just taking that.
No.
Does anything that sound that? Yeah, of course not.
What's wrong with these parents?
Yeah, that's a really bad. There is no unless something takes a dramatic turn in this reading. There's no way I could have thought this person was the asshole for this. I want to start. Oh, this is a Captain_Thick_comes. Thick with 2 C's. That's this person's username. Okay, Captain Thick comes. Thickums, I think is what we're going for. But I don't think they meant that they knew it was going to work out like they spelled it.
Yeah.
I want to start this by saying I love my family more than anything. Even though they piss me off sometimes, they're my people. Be nice to them or I will hunt you down. Fair enough. So today is my birthday. About a week ago, my mother and sisters made plans to meet me at a little brunch spot in the city near her house, only a short drive away. We agreed to meet at 0700. That's how it's written. So I have no idea where this person's from, but that's how they wrote this time. My mom was driving my younger sisters who live with her. I was driving in from out of town. Something to know about me is that I can't stand being late. It makes me feel sick in a literal sense. So I plan to be places early. So despite getting stuck waiting on a train, I still showed up to dinner at 0650. Something to know about my mom, who I love dearly, is that she is always late, no matter the occasion. Both of my sisters get truancy notices every year because they get dropped off late regularly. I think the only reason my mother hasn't been fired is because she has a government job. God bless. I hurry up and start waiting. And at 0720, I get a text from my sister saying, sorry, brother, mom slept in today. We're running late. I'm pretty upset at this point, and I think to myself, this is just her showing no respect for my time or really me. I can't help but think of all the other times people have taken advantage of my patience. At this point, I don't want to have breakfast anymore. I call my mom, but she doesn't answer. I'll wait another 3 minutes before texting her saying, I'm leaving. Then I leave. Well, almost immediately after I left, mom calls me and asks where I am. I tell her I left. She starts talking about the things she's done for me and that it's wrong and I couldn't even give her a 10-minute grace period. I say, oh, I see. I'm the asshole here. And I hang up. I know arguments are pointless because nobody changes their mind. Well, I haven't heard from my mother, but my little sisters are upset with me. I do feel bad about that. They're truly innocent, just in a bad position. I wish I was stronger for them. Well, I wish I was stronger for them. We all could have had a good morning. So am I the asshole for this one? Should I have waited or gone back after leaving? No.
Let me ask the question. Let me ask the caveat.
All right.
How long did she have to wait for? Was it a 10-minute wait?
Let's see. 20 minutes after they should have been there, he calls his mom, who doesn't answer, and then another 3 minutes after that, so 23 minutes, 25 minutes probably total.
Well, then you're not an asshole at all. They're the assholes.
Yeah.
It's your birthday, and they don't have the courtesy to be on time. Like, come on.
Yeah, I would never.
Yeah, ain't no way. And maybe I'm speaking because that's a pet peeve of mine. Like, if you say a certain time, don't have me sitting out there waiting for you 30 minutes.
I'm great. On the show I did by myself a couple weeks back, I talked about how I read an article that basically says people who are late all the time are basically super hopeful people. Like literally, they're like they are optimistic people because they are of course optimistic that they won't be late, even though they're not doing anything to make it so they won't be late. Their optimism is just a lie to themselves.
I guess that why that book Obama made calls The Audacity of Hope. Bitch, you are hoping the wrong spot, bro. I hate people are late like that.
It was my children being in band, where they were always told to basically being on time was being late, that kind of course corrected me in life, because it's not that I was always late, but I would in my mind I'd be like, I can get anywhere in this city in X amount of time, but it's like, no, I don't need to be there on time. I need to be there 15 minutes ahead of that. Yeah. And once that kind of became the vision, I got better at saying, okay, let's leave at this time to get here by that time. And so that came in due course.
And it's a common courtesy.
It is. And maybe these people don't recognize that. My kid's grandma, their mom's mom, constantly has to have her clocks in her house set at a different time, so she gets places on time. Still doesn't get there on time, mind you. And I'm like, you know that clock's lying to you. So is it actually doing anything for you? Unless you just forget that you set that clock 10 minutes ahead or behind or whatever. It's like
that's the thing old people like to do.
Yeah.
That is 100% an old people thing. They like to set the clocks 10 minutes back. Like, that doesn't change what the time was. It's not like you gained 10 minutes doing that shit.
It's just, I don't know. It's just goofy, and I don't understand the process, the ideal, you know. But hey, let's take a quick peek at the comments. Not the asshole. I lost a previously great friend because of their lateness. On 2 occasions, I went to their town over an hour away to meet them, and left and meet them and left me waiting the first time for an hour and 20 minutes, the other for 45 minutes when they lived 15 minutes. A 15-minute drive from the spot we planned to meet. We were in contact throughout my whole journey, letting them know how far I was. But the minute I said I was there, I got the one-way response, but nowhere to be seen. After the 45 minutes I called, no answer. I texted and told them I was going home. 20 minutes later, they say they hadn't even left the house by that stage. Oh. So I would have been still standing there waiting again. The OP actually responded to this person, says, I'm so sorry, friend. I know it sucks to be the only one to care. I imagine it was a blessing in disguise. 5 hours later, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I hate that shit, bro.
Yeah, bro, don't do that shit to me.
My man, Gabe is a habitually late person.
Yeah, I will not go anywhere with you. You got me enough times like, all right, I ain't going nowhere with you.
Yeah. So I too have a friend that was that when he lived in town was always late. And I wonder to this. I mean, even now as he lives in the RV life, has he gotten any better with his time?
No.
When next he pops on the show, I'll check down with him on that and see what's going on. But that was this week's Am of the Assholes. Thank you all for listening. If you think we were wrong and want to talk to us, feel free to write in and let us know why you disagree with us. And if you find an Am of the Asshole that you think I would love to hear these guys read it, feel free to shoot it over to us. I'm glad to talk about it because that's how he rolls. My entertainment. Let me click over to my little list here. I'll tell you. Let's talk about our entertainment recommendations or what we've been getting down with this week. Did I close that? No, I didn't. There we go. What I ended up watching this past week. Went to go see Beetlejuice at the again that Phoenix Theater over Great North, the Dolby Atmos Theater. Bruh, I'm telling you right now, if you have not seen a movie in Dolby Atmos, I feel like I'm not watching movies anymore. I also want to fucking upgrade my own surround system to Atmos at some point, but then that involves hanging speakers above you, and I ain't there yet. But if I could, I really appreciate the experience. That movie was a fun watch. I was watching the Kind of Funny review of it, and the crew they got together really did not get down with it, and I just think y'all are wrong here. It was a very fun movie, and it has made some decent bread for Warner Brothers. So clearly, I'm not alone.
I have realized I may have outgrown that group or outaged them. Which sucks. I like that group a lot.
Yeah, it's just for well, they seem to really have enjoyed Transformers 1, which has me excited to go see Transformers 1. But that's a combination of them saying they liked it and y'all saying y'all liked it last night. So I'm like, okay. So I think Vanessa and I are going to go see that one Saturday or Sunday. So I'm excited about that. Penguin on Chalfie's HBO Max.
Yeah.
I checked it out and I was like, because if I was again, IGN in this case gave it a 5, and I was like, man, I was like, I told Vanessa, I was like, I heard a review poorly, and I was just like, I was not really thinking anything of it. And then I watched that episode of Penguin, and I was like, IGN is wilding.
Oh, they've been giving some trash takes lately.
Yeah, I think I want to look up who they got doing their reviews, because I've got the feeling they are a little, because they gave a poor review to Transformers too, and I was like, I wonder if the person that reviewed Transformers 1 for them is a true Transformers fan or just somebody who don't get down with animation. I wonder who they got to review. Yes. But basically, IGN's reviews for film and TV lately have been real kind of not the juice. So I really like that first episode of Penguin, and I was lightweight kind of salty that it's a weekly and not all at once. But then also I take that back because I actually enjoy more than I would think I would. I actually kind of enjoy appointment viewing. And they put that in basically the Game of Thrones spot.
Oh, okay.
So it's hot. It's real good, man. That first episode was real good. I'm like, I can't wait to watch more. And then, of course, I watched the first 2 episodes of Agatha all along. So 2 comic shows this past week. Love it. I love Catherine Hahn. I love that character, Agatha Harkness, and was very excited to see what they did with it. And how they brought that show back, because basically imagine this as a spinoff of WandaVision.
Yes, and
it's really great. I have not watched episode 3, which came out tonight, and but I'm excited for that. And me and Vanessa will probably sit and watch that one tomorrow, and I'll let you know. Oh, and what's also back is the Great British Bake Off. Started this week on Tuesday. If you were in England, it comes out tomorrow for the rest of the world on Netflix. And I started watching it and writing my notes already because, of course, that if the Great British Bake Off is back, that means Creme Patissier is coming back in real short order. And so I had to start preparing. And I very much, as I first started watching, I was like, I don't know about this. I was not happy with the bakers. And as soon as it started going, as soon as they started baking and judging and all this shit, I was right back in it. Fully back in it, baby. So yes, the Great British Bake Off is back, and you should be getting down with that. And you should probably be listening to Krunchy say it's a Great British Bake Off podcast. It's very good, if I do say so myself. I'll just tell you right now, even my hosts don't know this. We're gonna have Brad Gessner, who was a baker on the Great American Baking Show. He's gonna come in on this first episode to discuss Cake Week with us.
That's dope.
I'm excited to have him back on the show for another, because he hit me up today on the IG, was like, I see they making Battenbergs, man. You know you might need me to come through. And I'm like, you know what? Tuesday, 8:30, man. You good? He goes, I'll do it. I'm like, cool. So he's just excited to podcast and talk some bake off. And I'm super excited to have him in, especially like I said, because we won't have Ant for maybe this whole season, unless he is so inclined to do something about it. So I'm going to be glad to be able to call in the Great American Baking Show bakers that we work with this past season of that show, to have them assist and discuss the British Bake Off. So I'm real pumped about that. Still playing Astrobot. Love that game. I just do. Currently my game of the year, and I don't know what's going to change in that. So Zelda arrives tomorrow. Let's see, what do I have for the rest of the year? Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. That Mario Luigi joint looks real hot.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that one I think is a November drop. Black Ops. What number Black Ops is this?
6.
Okay, so Black Ops 6 comes out here in October, but it's on Game Pass, so it's not like I got to pay for. I mean, I pay for Game Pass, but it's like I don't got to go cop a copy of that nowhere. Anything else this year that has my eye? I might get that Horizon remaster, because basically they was like, pay the damn $10, and I'm like, all right,
just pay the $10.
Yeah. But that's about it. No new books, no listing out of pocket, but I did start a new podcast. Hyperfixed is a podcast by Alex Goldman, who you might remember if you got down with it, from a podcast called Reply All. He's like basically a tech writer and podcaster, and in this case, Hyperfix kind of takes off on the idea from Reply All that was called Super Tech Support, where basically somebody writes in with a problem that might or might not be tech related, and Alex does everything in his power to see what he can do to solve it. But what he came to the conclusion of, because like I said, he's basically doing this independently, is that if he can't solve it, he basically asks the people, what's the best, plan B for you? And they made 2 episodes, and he said, consider those to be pilots to kind of get a feel for what the show should be. And he said they're coming back in full force to do it every other week in November. So I'm excited for more of that. Hyperfix, it's available everywhere you get podcasts at, and I would tell you to give it a listen. It's very fun. The first 2 episodes. The first one was helping a person who was scared to drive. Was one of them, and the other one was, what was the other episode of Hyperfix? These first 2. Let's see if I can pull it up right quick. Oh, and this lady who was like basically trying to figure out the best way to measure things for baking, because she knows that for whatever reason, oftentimes recipes will come in cups or things by volume, but people are saying the best way to actually bake is by weight. And then it's like making sure that your scale is right and so forth and so on. It's just super interesting discussions to be had there. I think the episodes are maybe 28, 30 minutes tops. They're nothing where you're like, Jesus Christ, really? I got to still listen to it? You know what I'm saying? Not out of the ordinary.
That's cool.
Both of them. One's 28 minutes, one's 31 minutes. The first one is Ava Needs to Measure, and the second one is Gwen Can't Drive. And like I said, they were both really good ideals, and I think it's a sound ideal for a podcast. And I loved Alex Goldman on Reply All. I hate that first Gimlet and then they became a Spotify original. Basically, kind of pulled the plug on them. And I'm glad that he has kind of found his own way and is doing his own show. So I would highly recommend it. But that was what I have been getting down with. Devin, what you been watching, reading, playing, listening to?
I haven't been doing much, I've been like podcasting, man. But besides that, I watched Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice is a great movie. I watched Transformers 1, which I thought was fantastic as well. Same sentiments that you were having. I just waiting for right now, just waiting for Zelda to come out. We'll play that, get down with that. I've been playing Star Wars Outlaws, which I still like a lot. It's a very fun open world game. It's, it needs a little more polish, but for what it is, I like it a lot. That's kind of been it.
It's definitely one like I said, I'll pay $45 for it here at Christmas when it goes on a Black Friday sale, because it will.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is just being patient. So, but there you go, people. That's a show. You know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe to the show wherever possible. Please subscribe to our YouTube and Instagram. I got somebody else on the YouTube. I'm sure the intent is to try to get to simply. This is an easy number right now. 50 YouTube subscribers before this month ends, which ends in now 4 days from the time you hear this. So will I get there? Maybe. So it'd be great if you were a part of that. So consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, where this show right here is currently streaming live, but I also put up a cleaner version of it because, like I said, the stream is never going to be like as gorgeous as it could be, as the full fat video will be. I actually take download the full version, do a little tweaks to the edit, and I post those on the show the day the actual audio version of the show goes up. So next Thursday in this case. If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks tossed our way, consider joining us over on Patreon. Remember, at the $5 tier, get extra content each month and early access to new shows. I gave you guys the We Tried Me and Vanessa filmed of the Coca-Cola Oreos and the Oreo Coca-Cola. That's over there. And also posted some of the pictures that I took of those things, because I thought I'd get some close-ups and more detailed shots of those. So that's just popping over there behind the paywall if you want to get down with it. We also got merch over at tpublic.com/user stage Krunchy milk, all one word. Go buy a shirt. You might need a new case for that new iPhone. Go ahead, get you one. Get you one with our logo emblazoned across it. It's a good time to be happy, people. Feel free to give us a call. It's 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We would certainly love to hear from you. I guess I should tell you the email. It dawns on me, like I said, I used to have that at the beginning of the show, but it's not there anymore, because the way the intro works on this platform. So
it's a little different, yeah.
If you want to write to us, you're saying you think you want to get down with it, it's podcast at stagecrunchyandmilk.com. It's real breezy to get to. I got to make sure I add that to my show notes, that I should tell y'all how to get a hold of us via the emails. Our missing men are the 216's own Tatum 216. Consider shouting him and his lady out a bit of congratulations. For the birth of their third seed. Our missing man, tomorrow is his birthday. He's traveling to Las Vegas, Nevada, to go watch the Cleveland Browns play the Raiders, is Lunchbox 2099. Our guest this evening is Delvin Cox of the Delvin Cox Experience and many other podcasts on the PSVG network of shows. Delvin, man, where should the people get you the most?
Usually on Twitter at Delvin_Cox. You check me out there. Check out the Delvin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts. And I guess if you want a little different taste of things, go check out Justice League Mortal, where I play John Stewart Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's happening. My man does that kind. I'm telling y'all, bro, Delvin, a busy man. Man. Plus, still got a day job. Still got kids and a lady and dogs that he got to take care of. All of that in addition to this.
Exactly.
Just point out to you, he's a good guy. You should be fucking with him. Well, don't be fucking with him, because the lady will come up and show up on your ass. Don't get it twisted.
She will.
It can be a problem if you make it one, okay? So just don't do that to yourself. I, of course, am the Interstate 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.